What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video, ticker symbol AAPL, where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple stock could do. But today is a special day because it's earnings day. Apple just announced earnings, so we'll take a deeper look into earnings and why Apple stock is taking off here in the after hours. So as always, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let me go ahead and hit record. We'll get right into the video. As you can see, the day wasn't too great. We're down about 81 cents on the day, which was about 0.6%, but we were up $4 in the after hours, officially kind of getting past that 135 hurdle that we had talked about. Slowly starting to come down, but I think it's settling here in the 137. So let's take a look at earnings real quick. I'll pull up this CNBC article and we will get right into it. I'll cover a lot. So depending on how much you care about specific earnings versus the technical analysis, right? You can kind of go wherever you find the video from there. So absolutely another crazy blowout quarter for Apple. Sales are up 54%, $90 billion in share buybacks. We talked about that number in share buybacks going up. That number did go up by a lot to $90 billion, which is absolutely great. The one thing that we've kind of seen with Apple is they have not, again, provided guidance, which is not great, but the stock seems to not care this time, so I'm happy with that. So 54% up, sales are up 54% than last year. Profits are better than Wall Street expected, which is what's causing this 4% increase here in the after hours. So that's great to see. iPhone sales are up. Actually, we'll cover this down below. So, but Apple said it would increase its dividend by 7% to 22 cents a share. Still not great. I mean, we're talking 22 cents times 4. That's about 88 cents on a $140 stock. So not the best stock for dividend. Used to be a lot better about a year ago or so before the split and before Apple kind of ran up. But obviously the stock price has ran up a lot more than the dividend has increased. So the percentage you're getting back dividend wise, not the greatest. But that's okay because dividends are kind of one way to make money, right? Owning stock. The other way is on the appreciation of the stock, and Apple in the past year has up 90%. So I'll take that 90% gain any day rather than whatever 2-3% dividend a really good dividend stock will get me. So $90 billion in share buybacks, that was significantly higher than last year's $50 billion and 2019 $75, right? So we went from 75 in 2019 to 50 in 2020 to 90 in 2021. Share buybacks are great because, again, companies buying back the stock helps with the demand in the stock. So let's take a look at now specific numbers. EPS $1.40 versus 99 cent estimated, absolutely amazing. Revenue $89 billion versus 77 billion estimated, up 53% year over year. Absolutely phenomenal. The reason for this mostly, as we'll see on the next stat, is because of iPhone, right? They released a new iPhone 12, the first 5G iPhone, causing a super cycle of upgrades, meaning people are not only going to upgrade kind of the first 3 months, but people are continuously upgrading their phones as kind of their 2-year contract comes to an end. So we saw iPhone revenues up also 65% year over year to 48 almost billion from the 41 expected. Services is 16 versus 15.5, up 26.7. And if you guys know, services is something that I've been talking about day in and day out. I think services is where Apple is really, really going to see a lot of growth, 26% there as well. Other products up 24%. Mac revenue up 70%, which is absolutely insane. 70% on Macs, 78% on iPads, 7.8 versus 5.58. So really, really crazy numbers there, you guys. Gross margin 42.5 versus 39. Absolutely phenomenal numbers for Apple. You're talking the iPhone, Mac and iPad products that have been around for a really, really long time, up 65%, 70%, and 78% respectively. Just goes to show you what Apple is capable of doing. Sorry if I sound like the biggest Apple fanboy right now. I'm talking pure numbers though, so hopefully you guys can relate. Sad part was they did not issue guidance, thankfully though. Stock didn't care and it's starting to push up. They're still citing the pandemic uncertainty. This is the second quarter in a row with double-digit growth in all product categories. Remember when I covered the previous one, we got similar growth numbers. So that's what we saw here, guys. And really, the pandemic has helped out Apple, right? Because people are buying more Macs, more iPads, as they're having to work from home. But as they talk about, so Mac sales being up 70%, using its own M1 chips, and iPad sales up being 79% year over year. Key thing is this does not include iPad Pro or iMac models that the company recently announced. So that's going to, even be better in the future. And the crazy number here, this is what I really liked seeing, is first-time buyers on the Mac are just south of 50%, meaning of all the sales that they had for Macs, almost half of them are people that are buying it for the first time. So we're getting more people into the Apple ecosystem, which means hopefully, continuous revenue through services, right? Services is, for that reason, very, very big. Same thing with iPhone. They had a crazy quarter, exterior design, new exterior design, 5G support, and that's what we're seeing, right? This quarter shows that we are seeing a major upgrade cycle rather than kind of that bump, similar to kind of some of these quarters, right? Bump, and then we take a breather, bump, we take a breather, bump, we take a breather. Here we're seeing a bump, and we're still going down just a little bit, but not nearly what we've gone down in the past few years, right? If you take a look at this quarter, Q2 2021 was as big as Q1 2020, right? Q1 being kind of that October, November, December quarter where we see holiday sales and stuff. So that's great to see, right? So again, high margin services business showed 26% growth and great gross margins as well. So really, really, really great earnings report, you guys. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Love being an Apple stockholder for this very reason. And Apple just continues to kind of blow estimates out of the water. So in the normal hours today, what we saw was, a push towards 135, which again, as you guys know that we've taken a look at, we've gotten rejected at that level over and over again. And today was no different. And then we started push down. We bounced off this 133. Let me get rid of these EMAs. Bounced off the 133s, pushed up, bounced off 133s again. And we're starting to again make our way to the 135 in the after hours. And then we shot up all the way to 139.50. Remember when I said, hey, this is kind of the upside that I see in Apple is between 138 and 140 for the short term. We got in that, and now we're seeing a little bit of settling down in the 137s. Great price action. I'm super happy, you guys, to be making this video and not talking about how Apple is tanking. So this was the bull pennant that we drew on, you guys, and we caught that breakout. Hopefully many of you guys caught it with me since we pointed it out ahead of time. And we pushed up from the mid to low 120s to all the way kind of the mid 130s. And then you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days where we could not break that 135 level. And now with that push up, we are somewhere here in the 137s. So what do we have coming up from levels of support, levels of resistance? The first level of resistance we have coming up is 138.43 and then $140. Those are the two resistance levels that we have coming up. And I do think that this 140 level is going to be a pretty hard resistance for us to break. Hopefully we can break it, but just kind of going in with a mix of optimism and reality. I don't just say, oh, Apple to 150. Yeah, we'll get to 150, but we got to break past 140 first, right? So 140 I think is going to be a little tough. Now that we are above 135, you guys, we got support at 136.05 and 135.01. Based on how strong of a resistance 135 was, and we could not break above it, I'm hoping that 135 acts as a similar support level for us now, meaning if we were to dip to 135, it holds up really strong. But if it doesn't, we got another one down on 133.58. EMAs wise, guys, take a look at that. Absolutely beautiful. We're stacked, which means 8 above 21, above 34, above 55, above 89. 8 EMA coming in at 133.60, 21 coming in at 131. So we got great levels of support, 135, 133s, 131, and hopefully we start to push up from there. My guess, we could see a little bit of profit taking, depending on kind of how the after hours ends up. I think there's also a State of the Union address, so depending on how that goes and what that means for the market. Interest rates remained unchanged, so that wasn't, nothing crazy there. But, with kind of Apple's earnings out of the way, maybe we start to really push up again and make a pass at this 140 in the next week or so. That would kind of be my hope and goal. I, as always, continue to hold my Apple shares. I've got that call going into June that hopefully now, with this push up, assuming it can hold and not sell off, should be looking pretty good. Hopefully, some of you guys have got positions going into earnings as well. But yeah, not planning on selling those shares anytime soon. But, really excited to see the way that Apple traded. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.